the weekly preview for the bold and the beautiful covering January 12th to 16th sets a tone of emotional collision and shifting loyalties, promising a week in which homecomings, career gambles, and private desires intersect with public consequences. At the center of the unfolding drama stands Katie Logan Spencer, whose decision to bring Eric Forrester into her professional orbit is less a quiet hire than a statement of belief. Eric is not ready to be shelved by time or tradition, and Katie recognizes in him a restless creative spirit that refuses to dim. Their meeting signals a crossroads where pride, purpose, and unfinished ambition converge. And while Katie hesitates at the thought of Eric confronting Ridge Forrester, Eric's resolve is unshakable. He insists this is his choice, not a rebellion, but a reclamation, and the prospect of working with Logan Creations offers him dignity, momentum, and the chance to feel useful again when retirement feels like erasure. That professional tremor ripples outward as family life reasserts its emotional gravity with the return of R.J. Forrester. The preview opens on Brooke Logan Forrester and Ridge welcoming their son home, a moment thick with nostalgia and relief. R.J.'s arrival is framed not merely as a reunion, but as a disruption, the kind that gently unsettles established rhythms and invites buried feelings to resurface. As the family voices how deeply they have missed him, the sense is clear that R.J.'s presence will rearrange priorities and reopen conversations long deferred. The debut of Bray and Nicoletti in the role underscores the feeling of renewal and uncertainty, suggesting that the past has returned with fresh questions rather than easy answers. While the Forrester household absorbs the shock of homecoming, intimacy and commitment take center stage elsewhere as Daphne, Rose, and Carter Walton step into a charged private moment. The preview hints at Daphne shedding her reservations as she sheds layers, the symbolism unmistakable as she moves closer to accepting Carter's proposal. Their celebration is not portrayed as impulsive heat alone, but as the release of pent-up longing and the quiet relief of choosing certainty after doubt. Yet even here, joy carries a fragile edge, as if happiness itself could provoke consequences once daylight returns. The week's emotional pressure intensifies when Eric's choice threatens to draw lines where bridges once stood. His willingness to stand firm, even if it means standing opposite Ridge, reframes the familiar father-son tension into a broader question about legacy and autonomy. Eric's creative fire has not burned out, it has merely been contained, and now it demands space to breathe. Katie's offer becomes a lifeline not only for Eric, but for a narrative that refuses to let experience be dismissed as obsolescence. The move promises productivity and pride, but it also invites conflict that could reshape the balance of power between fashion houses and family factions alike. Meanwhile, youthful proximity brings its own complications as Steffi Forrester Finnegan welcomes Dylan back into her orbit. Dylan's presence alongside Electra Forrester and Will Spencer at Forrester Creations feels at first like a chance alignment, but it quickly reveals emotional undercurrents that are harder to manage. Dylan's quiet fascination with Will and her habit of staying close begin to strain Electra's patience, creating a triangle of discomfort masked by politeness. Steffi's warmth toward Dylan is sincere and grounded in history, particularly in the bond Dylan formed with Hayes Finnegan during her time as his teacher. And Steffi's protective instinct flares when she learns of Dylan's precarious situation. Homeless and unemployed, Dylan is surviving on goodwill, and Steffi cannot bear the idea that someone she considers family should struggle without support. From that concern emerges an offer that feels generous and practical, at least on the surface. A temporary position at Forrester Creations promises stability and dignity for Dylan while she searches for something permanent. Dylan's excitement is genuine and infectious as she imagines sharing a building, a routine, perhaps even a future with Will and Electra close by. Yet enthusiasm can blur boundaries, and what Dylan experiences as opportunity may register to others as intrusion. Will's discomfort lingers beneath courtesy, Electra's irritation sharpens into suspicion, and the seeds of resentment are quietly planted in shared hallways and overlapping schedules. Taken together, the January 12th to 16th preview paints a week defined by choices that feel right in isolation but volatile in combination. Eric's return to work challenges assumptions about age and authority. RJ's homecoming reshapes emotional terrain. Daphne and Carter's celebration tests the durability of happiness. And Dylan's hopeful new beginning threatens to entangle friendships in unforeseen ways. The bold and the beautiful signals that good news can still lead to big trouble, and that the most dramatic consequences often arise not from malice, but from desire, loyalty, and the human need to